What's up, everyone? It's me, Shane, just coming at you. As some of you know, I am an amputee, going on 6 years here in September. 14th will mark my 6 year anniversary as an amputee, left leg below the knee. I feel like a lot of people will make posts about positivity and all the good things. On social media, you really only see what people want you to see. And a lot of people commonly don't talk about the bad days or the bad moments. And I feel like that's pretty unfair. Um, Not everything is always shiny and gold and a gift. Sometimes you have a really bad day or a tough week, or you hear some bad news that sets you back further than you'd like to be. I really feel like definitely with being a member on a bunch of different amputee pages on like Facebook, there's a lot of people that compare themselves to other people, and each individual person heals differently. They feel differently. They achieve differently. And a lot of people kind of get stuck in that rut where you you just lost your limb, whether it's below knee, above the knee, it's part of your hand or your whole hand or your arm. And your biggest question or concern is, well, when am I going to be like that? Or when am I going to be able to walk? And I'm even guilty of it myself. When I first kind of found out that I was going to be losing my leg, you run to the internet, you go to Google, and you're like, what is a recovery time for an amputee? And there's no answer. Everyone is different. Um, some people get really lucky and it's almost instant, and some people it's years down the road. They have traumatic pain, or they don't heal correctly, or they have multiple surgeries to fix their first surgery, and that's very unfortunate. You know, um, I feel like it's just tough no matter what you do. Um, 2020, I had about 6 leg surgeries to try to correct an infection that was in my foot. And I remember the last day, my surgeon came in the room, and I thought that I was going to be heading down for surgery to have an infection cleared. And he says, "Hey man, there's nothing we can do." Um, in my brain, I thought I was just going home, gonna get some antibiotics. Pretty much how my entire 2020 went was surgery, home, antibiotics. Go to the doctor every week, every 2 weeks, surgery, so on and so forth. And he said that unfortunately the infection had spread into like my tendon through my ankle and my heel, where my foot essentially would be useless. And I was like, man, I'm 30. I have a kid. I'm not trying to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I was extremely active before, mountain biking, wakeboarding, surfing, snowboarding, skateboarding, going to the river, running, being active. And then in my brain, instantly, it's like, I can't do any of this. And it's just tough. And within a minute, I literally just said, take my leg. You know, I've seen amputees running, being active, doing all sorts of things. If that's an option, just take my leg. Like I'll be fine. And he literally said, "Are you sure that's what you want to do?" And I was just like, option A is sit in a wheelchair, take antibiotics, hope that the infection doesn't go up higher into my leg. Option B, you haven't really given me an option B, so I'm going to create one. And I got really lucky. 5 weeks after surgery, I got fitted for my first prosthetic. Week 7, I stood up, I walked, and that's amazing. I was so happy and thankful for it. But I had a lot of setbacks too. I had all sorts of stuff, stuff that I don't really ever talk about, which again, I'm guilty of just showing positivity and being good about things. I got blisters. You get told that don't wear your leg. You just gained that mobility of being able to walk, and now you're being told, hey, do not walk. Let this heal or it's going to get worse. I had a pin lock socket where traditionally, as your muscle does atrophy, you shrink this way, and I ended up shrinking this way. And just from not knowing your own body, I guess, my leg was sinking into the socket too deep, and it was actually irritating the back of my knee. And I had to get 4 skin graft surgeries, and I had to wear a wound vac for like 6 weeks. Super frustrating. Blessed that I'm back and able to walk and be healthy, but now I'm more cautious than ever of taking a look at your residual limb and making sure that things are good. Thankful that I have insurance. It doesn't always help me the way that I want it to. Quite literally right now, I'm kind of fighting with the insurance company because I am tearing through my liners too often. And I'm actually going to go back to a pin lock leg because that's just one actual sleeve, and at the base of it you have that pin. Hoping that now I won't have issues like I did before, but it is tough and it's hard. Yesterday, I feel like everything just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was so defeated in my head, and it's walking. Every time I walk now with these tears, I feel like it might be my last step before it just tears through completely. And then I have to wait until insurance clears me to get everything. I have to wait until the socket's made. I have to do a test socket. I have to get that made into a permanent socket. And that could be 2, 3, 4 weeks, and it's frustrating and it's scary. For my job, I walk a lot. I climb up ladders, I get on roofs, which is fun. Never thought I'd be doing that. And I quite literally climb up ladders, get on roofs every day. And one part of it about being an amputee is you don't have that footing traction knowing you're about to slip, which is fun because being on a roof, the different pitches, you want to make sure you're not going to fall off. But I do it every day just to get it done, and that's my job, But yesterday it just super frustrated, and I feel like everything was aligning during that day to defeat me. And it's frustrating, it sucks, but truly just keeping a positive mindset, knowing that things will get better, having that good support system in your life, your family, your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors. Even if you say you don't have friends, people on social media, finding that positive person and just messaging them and talking and being able to vent. Super healthy. I'm so thankful and blessed that I have an amazing wife who helps me through my best days and my worst days. And I'm thankful for it because yesterday I was ready to just throw in the towel and just be like, man, I hate this crap. This sucks. But you just know that it's not over, and you have the ability to make changes, and you can easily change every outcome of your life as long as you're willing to put in the work and the effort and be consistent. And that's something I'm trying to work on right now, is being consistent so that I can be a better person, not only for myself, but for my family, for friends, for complete strangers on social media. I'm trying to be a good, positive outcome to show people that it's possible. And I thank everyone for watching these videos and supporting me, and for liking my content, following me, all sorts of that stuff. I thank you guys so much. It really is a great blessing, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day.